All right, boys. Welcome to episode 48 of the Sleep Deprived podcast.
Episode 48.
All right, boys. So today we're all heavily sleep deprived. We've been, I think, since 8 a.m. yesterday, and it's 4 p.m. the following day, and we haven't slept at all.
Well, it's a little cap. It's a little cap. I've had 3 hours.
Am I the only one that's 36 hours sleep deprived here?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like we're all pretty fucking sleep deprived.
We're pretty sleep
And you know what? We decided to do it anyway, even though your normal podcaster would just skip the episode. We decided to do it because, you know, the New South Wales government, which is the state of Sydney, by the way, where we live, they say that if you're 18 hours sleep deprived, that's double the alcohol limit. We're 36 hours sleep deprived, collectively.
Yep.
Which means that we're 4 times the alcohol limit. So this is actually just a drunk podcast.
Wait, this is bad because I've had 4 beers already.
Oh, no, it's drunk and sleep deprived.
Oh, God.
So let's see how this one goes. Now, boys, before we go on, I've got something here that I've got to show you.
What do you want to say?
I've got a secret.
Wait.
Secret to smooth balls.
I hate secrets.
A secret of smooth balls.
Wait, how to lick them or what?
Well, I mean, lick them, but they've got to be clean first.
How do you do that, though?
You use soap. But
no, who has the time to get the bar, bring it down to your balls?
Especially if
rub?
they're hairy.
Yeah, hair gets in the way, doesn't it?
I mean, in that case, what do you got to do? You got to shave it. But what if you get nicks?
Bro, you can't get nicks.
Yeah, you can't be getting nicks these
You can't
days.
get nicks and cracks.
Yeah, you can't be getting nicks in the cracks. So what you got to do is you got to use the lawnmower 4.0.
What, are you going to get a fucking whippersnipper next?
No,
what are you talking about?
You get it, the whippersnipper.
Yeah.
No, you get it from Manscaped.
Wait, what's Manscaped?
Yeah, well, Manscaped is supporting this podcast. So Manscaped is the best in men's grooming tools. And what they do...
For your family jewels?
Yes, they do it for your family jewels. So essentially what they do, boys, is they do some great shavers. All right, so within Manscaped 4.0, and I use it all the time. I used it actually the day before yesterday to shave my balls. I actually went crazy on it, and I didn't get any nicks. I honestly thought, I thought you would get like a nick here or there.
Not even a knick-knack?
No nicks, no knick-knacks. So
No paddy work?
No knick-knack.
Give a dog a bone?
None of that.
Did you give a bitch a bone
I actually
last
did.
night?
Hey, story for later
Coming
in the
up,
podcast.
coming up soon, boys. Yeah, so with the Lawnmower 4.0, boys, you can get the full package. We'll give you another 20% off with code MILKBUCKET. Thank you to Manscaped for supporting this
You know
podcast.
what I actually also heard?
Yeah?
Milk Bucket gets you 20% off and free shipping.
And
shit.
and free shipping as well, boys.
Free shipping, bro.
Is that worldwide?
Yeah.
Why not?
You know what? Yes, Faz.
Could be.
I'm going to say it with my chest.
All right, boys. thanks to Manscaped for sponsoring this podcast. And make sure to use code MILKBUCKET if you're going to buy something. All right. So the reason we're sleep deprived today, boys, is that we've just moved into our new flat. So me, James, and Aaron were all living together. So
Hell yeah.
Hell
Yes,
more
sir.
content to come, boys. So lots of
We're about to watch She's a Man. It's going to be fucking elite, bro.
it's going to be elite. That's what I'm trying to say. So we moved in, and essentially the way we did it is that we just dumped all of our boxes inside, and then we proceeded to then go drink and then go out. And we had a fucking good time. Ended up staying all night. Brought a couple girls home.
Hey.
Me and Aaron had some fun while James was not over.
I wasn't there at the time.
What was the explanation for that, James?
I had things I need to do.
What was that?
Things.
What type of things?
Things.
Tings. All right.
Things and tings.
He had some things that he had to
Tings
smash.
and
It's a shame because it was a fun night.
It sounded like a fun
Yeah,
night.
it would have been great if you were there.
Yeah, so but the other interesting thing is that, so for example, me and Aaron, you know, we come with big like moving boxes, and we come with a van. We organize things the right way. James, he came with 2 Special K, the cereal box.
They weren't even mine.
He brought 2 Special K bulk pack boxes, and he's put all of his shit in there, and then he's got a fucking rubbish bag full of his other stuff. It's just slung over his shoulder, and his
In
old
my
man is just
defense-
giving him a lift down to the place.
In my defense, you guys came with furniture. I didn't come with furniture.
That's true. That's a good
why.
point.
There's no way you'd hire a fucking van to chuck your 3 sweaty wank socks in.
No, but you would think that you'd have a box, like a proper moving box to put all your clothes in, right?
Why?
Or were those 2 Special K boxes enough?
Oh no, there's 3 fucking garbage bags, bro. Do you know how much shit you get in a garbage bag? It's like 50 liters.
But doesn't that crease all
Do you
your
know what
clothes?
liters equate to in fabric? A lot of fabric.
It's going to be a lot of ironing.
Nah, it is what it is, bro.
To
Fucking-
be fair, even with the boxes, the ironing is going to be
I know.
fucked.
I know.
Yeah,
You
it's
don't know
gonna.
what
If anything, it's going to enforce the creases because they've been folded and then crushed.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're gonna have a
don't
midsection
use science
crease
on me.
Yo, bro, fucking fight me, dog.
Yeah. Anyway, so the night that you missed out on, man. So essentially, we end up going to the northern beaches in Sydney. So for those that don't know, it's a very, very white,
Rich white people.
yeah, rich white people. So you wouldn't expect it to be that crazy. You don't expect it to be that rowdy. We go upstairs into this place, and it's like a fucking warehouse party. music is banging and there's just like really good crowd. The ratio is fucking on point. There's obviously more guys than there's girls, as you would always have. But
Aaron, was the music on point?
The music was fucking dreadful.
I really like EDM. So it's warehouse party music, and the music was fucking. I thought it was awesome. It had a sick beat to it. And they had lasers going on. They had smoke machines. They had those DJs that can have a button where they press the smoke machine on the deck. They had one of those.
It looked pretty elite. I'm not gonna lie. I think Aaron just hasn't been partying in a long time.
Yeah,
It's a different kind of partying. No, I had a good time there.
But it's for something else.
Yeah, exactly. So essentially,
For
we
a
get in
certain
there.
state of mind.
We get in there within 5 minutes. Aaron is fucking pulled. He's hooking up with this girl who he ends up fucking that night, and then he's pulling this girl. Within somehow you ended up falling down, and she was like straddling him in the club.
Before we went to that club, we had been pumping these drinks called Little Fat Lambs, which are extremely high alcohol percentage.
Yeah, like 8%.
So by the time that me and this girl were making out or whatever, my head was spinning. Like my eyes were closed.
I do want to say to the boys, by the way, 8% is not a lot for like a spirit, but this is like a mixed drink. It's like, think about it like a cider. That's 8%.
It's like 1.25 liters, but 8 standard drinks in it.
Exactly.
It also doesn't taste like alcohol.
Yeah.
It tastes amazing. It tastes like just like a cordial mixed with some vodka in it.
Fuck yeah.
It's great. Shout out Little Fat Lamb. If you haven't had it before, I would highly recommend it.
It's also cheap.
If you want to black out cheap, that's where you gotta go, bro.
That's the thing. We all got so fucked from it.
Yeah.
Everyone was on the edge of vomiting.
Yeah.
It was very fun. Yeah. So that's the other side of Little Fat Lamb, by the way. That's how you know this is not sponsored.
It's one of the it's one of the cooked ones where it's like such high sugar content, but then also a lot of alcohol. Where it's like beer is like it's water with a few extra things.
Exactly.
So with this, it's like the fucking hangover can be brutal.
Yeah.
Oh, to be fair, I actually didn't have a hangover. A very, very mild one, at least.
You've said that you've never had one though.
Oh no, I've had one now. So I had my first one living with Chris, and it was fucked. I was sitting there at like 9 a.m. working from home, and I'm just sitting there vomiting straight into the sink, bro. Just endlessly. And for those who haven't had a hangover yet, by the way, the solution is, because I was sitting there fucking researching, trying to find out what to do, have hash browns, have orange juice, and don't drink too much at a time. You don't want to sit there and chug water. You would think you're dehydrated, chug water. Nah. Have small sips of some sort of hydrating liquid. Go for Gatorade if you've got that at hand.
A lot of people go against the. I feel like hangovers are different for different people because like for some reason greasy food like makes it kick it all up again.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. I'm the same.
I love some KFC on a hangover.
I can't do it.
I could not do that.
Well, I think scientifically eggs are really good for you. Like there's something inside the fat in the yolk which makes you have a fucking.
So is chicken breast. We're going back to a health podcast.
Is chicken breast good for you in a hangover? Or just
in general.
No. The egg is good for you in the hangover. Something about the fat in the yolk.
I had no idea.
Yeah. Well, that's
Try
right.
I've had the only real hangovers I've had because I've had hangovers where like your head hurts like crazy or whatever, but you feel tired. But the only proper ones I've had where I haven't been able to move for 48 hours, you're not even thinking about eating. So I just didn't eat the entire time.
You got to force feed. You got to force feed yourself because you will feel better.
This was no coming back from. This was like 30 standard drinks in a night.
And the other thing is, are you going to feel like you're just going to vomit it out?
Well, yeah.
You don't want to eat if you know you're going to vomit it out.
Also, this is like such a bad headache that rolling from one side to the other is like agony.
Oh my God.
I've heard people have those, and it wasn't nearly that bad.
Bro, I literally was in Thailand and I had one.
You've done this twice because you did it with your.
Oh, I've done this. Yeah. Do you want to just say the twice, or can you say the twice?
Okay. Yeah, because you've done this twice. Once with me, and then once with some girl.
But you've done what twice?
I've gone fucked in Thailand. Like, and had this massive hangover.
I'm not gonna lie, the one with you was nothing compared to the other one.
You were out of commission for a while.
Yeah, I was but I think I was pretty munted for like half a day, and then we went to fucking Big Buddha, right?
Yeah.
This one we missed like $200 worth of activities because I was so fucked.
I remember you saying that.
But the funny part about it was, and I guess it's not funny for the maid involved, but for me, kind of humorous now. I'd booted everywhere. So every like pot that there was.
What, you mean the mate involved? Wasn't it a chick?
No, maid. M-A-I-D.
Oh, the maid. Okay, yeah.
You'll understand in a second. So there was a bin, and I'd filled a bin, maybe a bin like 20 litre bin.
Yeah.
Maybe not 20 litres, who knows? Let's just say 20 litres.
We'll say 20 litres. You filled it with
halfway.
Oh,
So
fuck
she,
it.
and the
10
thing
liters.
is,
Why are you
I'm-
throwing up into a bin and not into the fucking toilet?
bro, I was literally so fucked that it was just whatever I could get my hands on.
Oh, can you imagine the smell of the room?
Oh,
get
again, I was so
fucked.
fucked up.
And
that
this
I was
chick is
frank.
just staying there with
Bro,
him. Oh.
the maid literally just fucking walked in, so unfazed, just emptied it, kept going, cleaned
It's
it.
Thailand, bro.
Because she's just used
It's
to
just
it.
Wednesday, bro.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't even the worst one there. That's the fuck thing.
Especially like the booze in Thailand is not the same booze as you get in Australia or in any other first world
Yeah,
country.
it's just
or
fucking
maybe,
pure ethanol, really. They
Yeah.
get methylated spirits and pour it in vodka bottles, you know.
and you know what? It's kind of similar in Jordan. Me and my friend Abdu, you guys have been hanging out with quite a bit recently. We were having, Abubu, yeah.
Why do you call me a boo boo?
Did he say that?
Yeah. So one of our friends calls him Abubu just to piss him off, and he always has brushed it off. Like he's never really confronted him about it. And the other day,
I thought he was fine with it
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he kept saying that. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
bro, relax.
you know, but apparently he's been telling him like, don't call me that every single time. But like he's been doing it sly. And then this time he was just like in front of everyone. He's like, why do you keep calling me that?
That's
And
so
then,
funny.
And
I had
then,
no
the,
idea.
and then the guy that kept on calling him that was just like, bro, like, he was just sitting there red. He just didn't know what to
Really?
say, yeah. Anyway, back to the straddling story. So how did you guys fall over? And then why did she take that opportunity to straddle you?
Wait, she straddled?
Yeah.
Wait, what is straddling?
And then
So
she
when
was
you like
of
on
you,
top like
cowgirl.
a horse.
I don't even remember her doing that.
I remember.
Okay,
I remember
okay.
that. So I remember you fell down, and
Yeah.
then she.
Oh, I do remember
Yeah, and
that.
she was just sort of standing around, and then I like kept on dancing because I'm just
We fell over together because
Oh.
we were both making out and stuff. And
As
then
an
she fell onto
outsider,
me.
as an outsider hearing both people's stories, Aaron and Basil remember very different nights.
Yeah.
There are key events that still happened.
Well, okay, we're gonna go through more of that actually
Yeah.
soon. But yeah, okay. So how did you guys fall over? Like,
It was the alcohol, so my head was spinning, and because I was holding on to her,
were you vaping?
no,
Oh, because
Wait, did you vape it all that night?
actually, that may have been a contributing factor of why I fell over.
You definitely,
spin.
bro. The vape makes your head spin so hard when
But
you first do it.
yeah.
Aaron doesn't usually vape. Me and
Yeah.
I mean James is a fucking dero. I'm semi-dero. I'm on my way.
Brother, you're just Darrow, but too poor to afford it.
Yeah,
Not actually, but emotionally.
yeah. Well, the thing is,
You've got one in your hand right now and using it as like a ruler to talk with.
like a conductor with a baton. The thing is, you don't want to be that person who's spending money to fuck their lungs.
I mean, sorry to interrupt, but why the fuck are we spending so much time talking about he tripped? He was drunk, he was vaping, he fell over.
I've never fallen
This
over
is like a
while
fucking
hooking up with a girl.
play-by-play. It's like when the interviewer's asking, so OJ, how did you stab the woman? I don't know, it just happened, bro.
I want to know the details. I want to know all the details.
Well,
What
here's
kind
the
of
thing.
grip was on your shoe? Was it worn out?
I only know my perspective of the night. Basil has a very different perspective.
Yep.
Basil went home with someone. Give me the rundown on how that happened.
I want to go back a little bit first, and we'll get it. We'll get it.
Sorry, back to the tripping.
Not to the tripping. I can promise you that. But what I will go
What
back
was the
to.
terrain of the club?
This is the thing. We keep on saying that we're going to refer to something. I want to just make sure that we tick all those references.
Okay, fine.
So I don't want to end up like a Microsoft Word where references isn't found. So I think it was funny because the first place we went to was exactly the type of music I want to listen to.
Yep.
And then and exactly the music that Aaron hates.
Yes.
And then the second club was exactly the music that Aaron likes to listen to and the exact music that I fucking hate.
It was amazing. I really liked that bar. And I ran into like an old mate that I haven't seen in like years.
Yeah. He was really cool as well.
Yeah.
Was that girl he was with, was that his girlfriend?
No, it was his mate's fiance.
Wait, what?
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, so
yeah.
when he went home, he was going home just by himself? Or
No,
with his
I
housemate?
think the housemates were there. So he had a whole other group that weren't dancing with us.
Well, why did they leave him? Because I remember when he left at like 1 o'clock, it was not late at all. He was just saying like, I'm trying to go home.
Yeah, he didn't want to go home, but because he was going with all his mates.
Oh, and he wants to share an Uber.
Yeah, you know.
Okay, fair enough.
Expensive, yeah.
Well, what do you guys think about those people that do those like fucking really, really odd dance moves and then don't pull?
I love it. He's doing it. It's his personality.
A lot of guys don't pull with odd dance moves, bruv.
Oh,
It
yeah,
takes
but
a lot of confidence to actually make the dance moves look good.
for example, Byron.
A guy in Fiji.
So this guy in Fiji, he's like, well, he's really young as well. He's like 19 or something.
I think he's 20.
Yeah, 19, 20. And this guy just has fucking sick dance moves. So he just, it's random shit, but it just works so fucking well. And he's just doing it and everyone's like, how the fuck is this guy dancing so well?
Are you sure that they're not just actually dancing hip hop moves and they aren't random? Because when
No,
you're
that
saying
was so random.
Mate,
I
they're
wish
so
we had
random.
a camera so I could reenact it.
He would literally get two people to hold their arms up and like really, really low, and he'll do a fucking like what's it called?
Limbo?
Underneath
that's
it.
just called a good party. You've never
Yeah.
seen that before?
No, the thing is, it wasn't even a party.
Okay,
The funniest
I'm
thing-
going to do one of his dance moves and you can kind of describe it. to
Yeah.
the audience.
I
And
know
so
which one it
Aaron
is.
stands up and he starts thrusting his hips from left to right to left to
Are
right.
you're not going to do the full sweep?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, brushing the bro. That you guys.
He does the shoe brush.
You guys aren't in the fucking hip hop scene. That's like
yeah?
basketball. Like people. What they're doing is the move when you've got the fucking 3-point. You're at the 3-point line with a ball, and you lean down, swipe your shoes, and then hit the fucking three.
Apparently, he said it's a sign of disrespect in South Africa.
That's a sign of like just cleaning your shoes.
Yeah. Like I just cleaned you off
Fuck.
or something.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, we might need to cut this out, but have you guys seen the TikTok of the South African guy, the rapist? They do an interview with him and he talks
Oh yeah, like 49 women.
Yeah. And he's got HIV.
21 to 24.
Yeah, he's got HIV, and his only mission in life is to spread it to as many people as possible.
That's fucked.
Yeah, and in this interview, they're
I
just
was about
talking
to do an
about
accent, but I'm not going to do that
Don't
one.
do the accent. Yeah, but do we need to keep this in? By the way, you reckon?
No, that's fine.
That's fine. All right. So this guy is just fucking raping tons of women, and he does it every 2 to 3 days. He says. And he's just at this stage, he's done like 24 girls or something
24.
like that, and he's just spreading HIV, and it's the only source of happiness.
And he's
for his
just
life.
confessing.
Yeah,
It's
he's
literally so
he's a known-
uncomfortable.
yeah, he's
The
a
guy's
known
like,
rapist.
How many guys have you? How many girls have you raped? And he's like 21 to 24. He's like, do you use protection? And he's like, no.
Yeah.
No. What are you talking about?
It's fucked. And then you look at the comments, and it's the first time TikTok has actually got the right answer, like the right side that you hope that they would take. Everyone's like, this guy should be decapitated. This guy should be. Fucking.
Oh, okay, yeah, I got what you're
And
saying.
I'm like, oh, this is not the TikTok I was thinking.
You were thinking it was good.
No, I thought that. I
It's
thought
like
that
Jenny
TikTok
Craig
would-
spreading weight loss.
I thought TikTok would find a way to support him. I was like, good to hear that it's not that.
It's like,
case.
am I the asshole? I just killed my 2 baby kids, but they screamed a lot. And there'll be one person who says, I don't know, have you heard babies before? There's always someone to agree with the other person.
There always is. Going back to the party, something that I don't like is that I'm starting to know the words of way too many of the songs that I don't fucking like.
The songs I like.
Yeah, it's like like
good
hip hop
songs.
So mainstream
like,
songs.
like Drake's songs or like
Bohemian Rhapsody.
No, I like Bohemian Rhapsody, but that's not the music I don't like. The music I don't like is Drake, Kendrick Lamar.
You don't like Kendrick?
Nah,
Humble?
Hate all that shit. Humble
Bitch,
is good.
sit down. Be humble.
I don't like the original. The Skrillex remix is good.
That's so shit. Skrillex is the biggest trash bag I've ever fucking
Not
heard.
recently. His music has changed very much.
Dubstep is cancer.
He doesn't do dubstep anymore.
Yeah, but
that's
he
like
started with
2008
it.
Skrillex.
Yeah, but it's like the guy with HIV. He can't just not have HIV now.
Yeah, that's true. And also Skrillex invented a genre. His name became, he's like Hoover. He's become, like Skrillex is synonymous with dubstep.
This made me almost want to fight Basil because
Yeah.
he just kept sending voice messages to the group saying, guys, we need a Hoover. We need a
Oh,
Hoover. I'm like,
yes.
motherfucker, no one says Hoover. Hoover hasn't been a thing for 50 years.
I'd never heard of it before.
Yeah.
You know what?
Vacuum cleaner.
Yes, exactly.
I'm not going to say that word.
You know what, guys? Go on the Discord if you call it Hoover, or actually comment on the YouTube, please, and let us, because that way we can see it all. Tell us if you use the word Hoover or if you use the word vacuum, because I've always grown up using the word Hoover.
And you are wrong.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sometimes you're wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The elephant, the chicken story. You know what I mean?
Bro, the elephant, I'm 100% on.
Oh,
Have
God.
we
No.
explained-
That we're not going into
Have we
that.
explained it there even once? The elephant.
Yeah, we should post that TikTok. There was a few people who sent the TikTok of the elephant toppling the tree with ease to the Discord and be like, "Yo, Baz still trying to fight this thing."
Oh, so we have explained the elephant.
We've talked about
hypothetical.
multiple times.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. What was the Discord's thoughts on it?
They thought you were retards.
I don't know if they would.
They did.
I'm very
They
keen to
did.
get it. I'm going to quickly
They're
summarize
enormous
it.
animals.
Very, very
No,
quickly,
Baz,
in case.
we've done this.
Yeah, but for new viewers.
Fucking go back to episode with the elephant in the fucking thumbnail.
quick recap. If you had 100 times to fight an elephant, do you reckon you could win one of those?
Everyone
you
who's
can repeat it 100
rational
times.
says no. Baz is retard, so he says yes.
I reckon I reckon maybe not number one, maybe not number two, but on the fucking 43rd attempt,
No.
surely. I have
Surely
confidence
is
in
the
myself.
worst.
Move on. Move on.
okay,
We're going
moving
to
on.
get into an argument.
Yeah, and I
painful.
don't like that I'm liking that I'm knowing the lyrics of them because I never listen to this music
It makes
apart
it so
from in
much
clubs.
better though if you
Yeah.
do know the lyrics.
Sure, but I only listen to these songs in clubs. Could you imagine if you knew the words to all these weird EDM songs that you would never listen to?
Yeah.
And you're like, why am I here so often listening to shit music where I know that like whenever I've listened to this song, I've been depressed. And yeah, I know all the fucking words.
Except you weren't depressed because you had a honey on your arm.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what I mean?
yeah, but the honey's good, but then the music fucking ruins the vibe.
But it
Is
doesn't.
That how you felt in the first party? You're like, oh, like the vibe is good with the people, but what's this music?
Yeah, it was just, that's probably the best way to describe it. The music was just kind of boring.
It's kind of alarming because like when you're with a girl, you want the girl to be fucking vibing because
And
it's
the
got
girl-
a better chance, and the girl's not going to be vibing at the other place.
The girls weren't vibing at the other place.
Exactly.
They didn't like the music.
Yeah, I mean,
Baz likes
I
it
see
when
that.
women cry. That's what we found out.
I'll tell you why I don't like stuff like Drake and Kendrick Lamar. I just don't believe the words. I just don't believe it. Like they say, like what is that? I only something my mom and my
I only love my mom in my bed.
Yeah, it's like, come on. Like, you've never actually loved anyone? Like, why does anyone think
Dude,
this is
don't
cool? Like,
be that guy.
It's just like, I don't understand.
Don't
like,
be
why-
that guy that overanalyzes.
I'm not
fucking everything.
overanalyzing it, but it's like
You are, like,
you
that's
listen
definition
to,
overanalyzing.
You listen to Biggie and you're like, fuck, this is like some crazy shit. You listen to Eazy-E, you listen to NWA, and then you watch the movies and it's all true.
Okay, but
You know, how did
but
Ice Cube now is a-
Ice Cube wasn't a gangster. Neither was Dr. Dre. You listen to NWA, you'd think they were all gangsters. Eazy, who was the only one who's fucking moving shit at the time. Biggie wasn't a real gangster. He had his boy take a fucking charge for a gun that he had because he was a bad criminal. Tupac was a theater major. We were listening to that song "Call Me" right earlier.
Yeah.
She's saying "Call me anytime." Do you think you can call her at fucking 3 a.m. and she'll pick up
Yes.
being happy? I don't
Yes.
think so. I think it's a fucking facade and she's a faker for it.
Have you not ever been with a chick where she, like, you guys are so keen for each other that if she called you at 3 a.m. just 'cause she's bored and she's at home, you wouldn't be like super happy to fucking speak to her?
It doesn't change the fact that there's
That's
if
so
you're
relatable.
If you're at your grandmother's funeral, is it still "Call me anytime"?
Okay, well, I
Yeah,
mean,
there we go.
It's anytime,
That's a mic
Baz. There's
drop.
lies in this story. You know what I mean? Maybe at one point all he loved was his mom in his bed.
okay.
It's also
We're
Drake.
gonna
He's
have to
got
get-
$100 million, so he's probably got a room that's his bed. It might be an amazing bed. We don't know this. We don't know the fucking feather count.
Yeah, okay, that's one example, and then you have so many like lyrics where it's just like, I don't buy this. Like this, like you're not that badass, all right? You got to fade.
But
and
not
then-
every song
and
is
you-
about
you-
being badass.
In fact, Drake is crying in most of his
Yeah.
songs.
And yeah, well, Drake, yeah, and he's also so depressing. It's like, fuck me. Like, what do you go through a breakup every fucking day? What are you, Taylor Swift?
He's a
Fuck
little bit.
me. He's literally the male version of Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
He's acting all tough. Like, come on, bro.
He
is
doesn't
he
act all
acting
tough.
tough? He doesn't act tough.
Oh, I don't know. Have you seen him in the Laker games pretending that he's a fucking ball player?
Bro,
That's just how he
what are you
dresses.
talking about?
What do you mean?
You don't watch basketball games, so where are you seeing this?
Like in the
You're
highlights.
seeing one clip on
Not saying
fucking
the Raptor games, right?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
he's bandwagon every fucking major franchise there is, to be
Yeah,
honest
yeah.
with you. There was something in sports called the Drake curse where wherever he went for a team, they always fucking failed. Like he went for Conor McGregor and then Conor McGregor got fucking beat by Khabib. He went for, this team and they got beat by that team. Like it was a legit thing, and it was only when the Toronto Raptors won the championship for the NBA
Yeah,
that it was
fair
like
enough.
broken, so to speak.
Fair enough. All right, moving on with this topic, because we got to link back to those previous references that we made. So with this chick, I'm going to try to make a long story short.
Which chick? Your chick?
Well, I want to just say the story,
Okay,
like
okay.
how it happened. So the first, when I was there, the first chick I was talking to, who nobody knew, she's just a random girl. She was actually the one that I was more keen to take home. She was actually like, we got along really well and we were chatting. And actually, do we want to say the technique for kissing girls in clubs?
Oh, we already did it. Fuck it.
All right, you're gonna have to check out the TikTok for that one, because that it's a decent technique that I've used twice
good.
in the past day, and it worked for me. Maybe it'll work for you too. But check the TikTok for that one. There's some exclusive content there. Anyway, so talking to this girl, we were making out. Somehow she ends up leaving. I think she walks with her friends, or like one of her friends pulled her. Didn't ever see her again, which was really sad, because I think I saw her floating around at one point, but didn't
It
make
is sad when you lose your like rave base.
Bro, it is
They
so
just
fucking
disappear
sad.
for you to you don't remember what they look like the next day. So you're just like, ugh, this is.
Yeah,
It was good at the time though, wasn't it?
Do you remember what she looks like?
absolutely. She had this really long dress on, like a dress that went down to her calf.
Do you remember
No
what
way.
she looked like?
Oh, I could spot her between like 100 people, I reckon.
Really?
Yeah, like in a club,
Jeez.
I reckon. If I saw her this week.
I'm still not over this dress thing.
Yeah, it was very strange, but she had a great body.
Okay.
Yeah, she had a great body, and she was just hiding it under this fucking massive dress. And I think the massive dress kind of made me realize, like, because everyone in the club is wearing like tight skirts and like really short dresses, so it kind of like that was an interesting point. Anyway, moving on.
Bit of mystique.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. So we moved to a different bar, and we're like one of the chick that Aaron's hooking up with. One of her friends was really fucking hot, and she was like 5'10", which is, I'm really into tall chicks. And I was like trying to pull with her in the previous bar, and just didn't really work. I thought she was totally not into me. Anyway, so we go to this other bar in a different suburb. It's like 5 minutes away. Catch an Uber there, talking more, and then somehow both of them come. Like we'd chat a bit more. Both of them come back home with us, and then have some good time with the fucking tall girl.
Well, those two came back plus one of their friends.
Plus one of their friends who just slept on the couch by
yeah,
herself.
yeah. But it was fucking annoying because we were getting an Uber for them, of course. We're not going to make them pay for the Uber back to ours.
Yeah.
We were getting a standard Uber, but then because the extra friend decided last minute to come, we had to get the XL.
Yeah.
And it ended up being $175 to get back.
Jesus Christ.
$170 Uber.
They ended up in a place called Manly, which is very far away. They've got their own spot, like they've got their own vibe, but it's far away from the rest of civilization. So it's like when you live in Manly, you stay in Manly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Otherwise, great night. Easily worth the $85 split Uber.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll do that again, bro. No worries.
Yeah, without a doubt.
That being said, to anyone that comes in Sydney, I wouldn't recommend Manly nightlife that much, unless you love Drake and Kendrick Lamar. Which honestly is probably like 95% of humans. But you know what, boys? Those are the nights that you're going to remember. So make sure you go out, find some stories. These are the days you waited for. Speaking of which, we haven't talked about the Kung Fu Fighter.
Oh, this was a fucking juicy one. And it shows the characters of at least 2 of the Milk Bucket boys. Aaron wasn't there for that night.
Yeah. Very sad.
We were at a bar, and one of our mates, his ting, how do you class it?
Yeah, it's a ting.
It's a ting that we've met a few times. So it's almost like...
Have we explained what a ting is?
Yes.
I think we have, yeah.
It's a fling.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it's a fling that we've all, like, we know her now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We've met her like 3 or 4 times.
She's come out, 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, exactly. And so we were all just, us and the boys, was probably like 4 or 5 people. We're just chilling in the city. And then this girl said, come to this bar. So we rock up there. We were at the bar actually like 45 minutes earlier. It's called like Sanctuary.
Yep.
And it was packed when we were there. Like you had to wait 30 minutes for a drink. It was pretty cooked. And we get here and now everyone's gone because they've all fucked off the Massive, which is a rave.
Yeah.
They had things they needed to take and do.
Yeah, exactly. If you're in Sydney, go to Massive.
MDMA and muzzing.
Don't go to Manly, go to Massive.
Exactly. If you want to have real fun.
Yeah, exactly. There won't be any Kendrick Lamar there.
Anyway,
that.
So we get there and I get there later and Baz introduces me to this girl with like, oh yeah, she loves the NBA. And I'm like, oh yeah, no way. Like fucking who do you follow? And she says something, but she says Miami Heat. But she says it in like a weird kind of aggressive way. And I'm a bit like, yo, what's going on with this bitch? Like,
ask me what team I follow.
What team do you follow, Baz?
Miami Heat.
Yeah, it was a bit like that where you're like,
she was giving you some heat.
All right, girl, relax.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I was getting that vibe from them.
So I immediately like said, I'm not
She's
talking to
aggro.
this bitch. This is fucking trouble, right?
And she's not hot enough to be aggro and get away with it.
No chance.
Or charming enough.
No, she had no tact.
Yeah.
It's like just bad dental hygiene. No shit.
Oh,
I don't know.
No,
I thought we were just gonna talk shit. Anyway, so
we're just kicking it stage.
So we were all just chatting to people at one point, but then at one point, me and Baz, because we're sitting next to each other, we're like talking to this girl who claims she wasn't a raver, but somehow knows all the artists that we happen to know.
She's a raver.
She's a raver. An undercover LG, we like to call them.
Exactly.
And so we hear this girl start saying like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. And she's saying it kind of with like a smile, but like a deranged smile, like a pedophile at a park, not like, a nice old checkout chick, you know what I'm saying? And we're looking at this bitch like, what the fuck is going on? Anyway, the rave chick walks away and she comes back and Seki say she can't be here. She's got to get kicked out. So I assume maybe she fell over, had too much to drink, whatever. So we all get up to leave and this girl is like having a go at the Sekis.
Yeah,
like,
she's just fucking nailing out at the fucking bouncer.
Yeah.
Why are you kicking me out? And we were going to leave anyway. So there's no fucking harm done.
And then she pushed our mate E for no reason.
Really?
Like we had it just shoved him in the chest.
She is the friend. She's the friend of the girl that he is.
Yeah, exactly. So he's kind of in a weird position because he can't just be like, "Fuck you, bitch." You know, like, what are you doing here? Yeah. Now we go outside and we're just walking up George Street, which is like a main street in the city. Yeah. And all of a sudden we see everyone kind of split up for a second because Baz and one of his mates wanted to get a vape. I'm just going to take a piss in Macca's. And E and his girl were just fucking chilling there outside this bar. And I come back and I'm like, oh, what are we like doing here? Like, are we going in this bar? Because it was like a shitty old Irish pub.
Yeah.
And they were like, no. The angry girl went inside here.
Just ran in. Didn't show ID. Didn't do anything. Like, didn't line up. Just ran in.
Baz and I were talking to the Seki because we love to, like just having chats with Sekis because it pays off because you get in without ID checks and like they're a bit more like lenient with you when you're a bit fucked. Yep. And we're talking to him and he's like, bro, that bitch is fucked. We're going to call the cops. Like she just walked in, shoved the bouncer, shoved the fucking manager, all this shit. Yep. And at one point, like me and Baz, the gravity of the situation has passed and we just start giggling. You know what I mean? Like,
this girl is also like 5 foot.
Yeah,
she's like
exactly.
A very, very small.
She's
woman.
not a security risk, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we start walking up the street and they kind of join us. And at one point, all the boys are kind of crowded around like a sports huddle, just laughing, like, what the fuck is this happening? And I see out of the corner of my eye, this chick sees this, runs up to E and just wings off on him.
What?
Smacks him in the back and then fucking clocks him in the fucking mouth, right? Like just crazy, starts fucking throwing punches, right? And then he grabs her and does a judo fucking single leg trip. So he essentially just grabs her shoulders, puts her leg behind and like
No fucking way.
He did the old sweep.
and he didn't slam her to the ground, let's be clear. He did a controlled, it's
very,
like,
very controlled.
yeah, exactly. She didn't get hurt by it, but I think she was suddenly like kind of in a daze now where she realized like, oh, being violent isn't the right answer.
Yeah.
I'll actually get hurt. And here's where you see the characters of the two people. Me and Baz were right there when this happens. Now, I immediately thought, shit, the optics here are fucking not good because it's a bigger guy on top of a smaller girl. And so I immediately grab him and just fucking yank him off and be like, yeah, no, she's a fucking retard. She's a cunt, bro. Fuck this bitch. But like, you
Was
can't
he
be on
mad?
top of it. No, it was like instinct shit.
Okay.
So he wasn't like attacking her.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
more like he just got punched 3 times and he's like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, yeah.
But I just ripped him off because I didn't want like a bouncer who didn't know the situation to come try and cause some shit or just like random passerbys. Basil goes for his phone immediately.
I've got a video of it. Oh, the good news, I've got a video of it. So
Well, you got a video after it happened.
yeah. And it was really funny because the bouncer comes up and this girl's Asian. And the bouncer's like, all right, I'm gonna get the cops, I'm gonna get her name, and I'm gonna get her visa cancelled.
Oh shit.
She's Australian. There's no visa here.
This was after when he sees her on the ground. At first, he's kind of like, "Oh, you're right. You need a hand." And then she says, "Fuck you," and he's like, "Then fucking go, then bitch." Go then, bitch. And then he says exactly what Baz says to like us, and it's like, "Yo,
I want to get a visa cancelled." She doesn't have a visa. she's
bro,
Aussie.
the most awkward thing, and I felt so bad at the time, but E's girl, the ting, she was like so upset by it because like her mate had to be taken off in the ambulance. We're all kind of thinking, was she spiked or something
I think
like
she was
that?
spiked.
Yeah, I kind of do as well.
Yeah.
But
I
they
think
were
it was her
sitting.
fault.
They were sitting. You know how in the city sometimes they'll have like 2 park benches that face each other, and then another 2 park benches. They were sitting on one facing just down the road, and me, Baz, and another guy were sitting on one directly behind, just giggling about the whole story.
Well, we're just looking after them, like looking, but we don't want to be part of that because we don't want to overwhelm her.
And laughing at the same time.
We were also
Yeah,
laughing quite a
we're
lot.
far enough behind that we can giggle and they won't hear us. And they're so
I
fucked
don't know if they weren't hearing us.
They're
'cause
fucked up, so they got other things to worry about.
His ting was crying a little bit.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
She was crying.
I felt so bad for her because it's like she didn't do, it's like her mate just like went crazy and like did some fuck shit. But
Can I ask you? So if there was a different fight where, say, E was fighting another dude and he was arcing up, would you still pull E, or what would you do?
it depends if I think the guy is like if he's doing the wrong shit, or even if he's just being the archer, I'll pull him back because it's like in the city these days you can't get away with fights.
Yeah,
like there will be a camera that catches you, and if you're the one who threw the first punch, you're gonna get done in. Whereas if I pull him off and we just fucking leg it, there might not be enough damage that the guy thinks it's worth going to the coppers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas if I immediately jump in, but if the other guy joins in, if the other guy starts it, it's on. Fucking no holds bar. I'm ready for it. You know what I mean?
What about you? Are you the same?
Yeah, probably.
Because I was always raised up kind of differently, and the reason why is because my dad was in a fight once, he claims, and his friend pulled him back, and then my dad ended up my dad, while being pulled back by his friend, gets clocked by the other guy.
Real.
So he's always said, like, if your friend's gonna get in a fight, pull the other person. Don't ever pull your friend, because then if he gets clocked, you're gonna feel terrible.
I don't know if that would work because like
Yeah.
if you're just some random pulling this guy,
you also get in the fight now.
yeah, you're now in it.
Well, if you're gonna get in the fight, either way, you're getting in the fight.
I've had a situation once where I was not drunk enough for this situation, so I was like, fuck off, Basil, you're not doing this tonight. We were at a bar called Marley's in Newtown, and I think Baz might have been at the precipice of lady troubles or right at the end of it, so like it had just kind of happened, and you could tell it was a bit of an off mood.
I can't
Do you know what it
remember
was? I remember the exact. It was with a previous girlfriend where you and her had like a fight, and you weren't sure if you were in the wrong or she was in the wrong. But you could tell you were having a bit of an off night.
Sure.
And to give context, Baz is not like a fighter guy.
No, definitely
Like
not.
it's the smart fucking concept because like getting in fights at bars is always dumb.
Yeah.
But he's very much not this. And at one point, like I think you and another guy bumped shoulders or something like that, right? And you'd had a few to drink because you were fucking dealing with, with what was going on at the time. And he was kind of like, bro, what the fuck? You spilled my drink. And Baz is usually like, oh, come on, man, I'm sorry. Or something. Like, just like, come on, like make a joke out of it. And Baz is like, what the fuck are you going to do about it? And I was, bro,
Did I say that?
Yeah, I'd gotten to the night late, as I do. And I was sober at the time. So I was like, fucking just grabbed Bass and said, "We're not doing this, cunt. Fuck off. Get over there, you dickhead." Like,
Jeez.
I'm not having to scrap in the
cannot
middle of
picture
Marley's.
that. I can't even remember this.
Yeah, it was every now and then you get this. Boys, fucking wouldn't believe it.
Oh yeah.
I was in Ukraine on a holiday last week. And my
really?
phone got shattered in an explosion.
Jeez, no way.
Bro, just 1 minute, boom, phone's broken.
Fuck.
Bro, I didn't have a case on it or anything, but I just thought
That's why, bro.
Bro, there's no way a case would have stopped it, surely.
100% it would have.
What do you mean?
It depends on what case you're using, though.
Wait, were you talking about one of those like Kevlar $5 million cases? What are you
No,
talking
I wouldn't
about?
use one of those.
So what are you talking about?
Because I'd try to find a way that you could support local artists and then also make it
How are you going to
biodegradable.
find a case that supports local artists and is bomb-proof?
Well, mate, I know exactly where you need to go. Where you got to go is puppythis.co.
What the fuck is a puppy?
Bro, well, puppy cases make the best phone cases in Australia. Essentially, what they do is they do biodegradable cases, they do flex cases, and they do standard ones as well. They support local artists because you'll have photos that are taken from pictures, and every time you buy one, the artist gets supported.
Really?
Yeah, exactly. And the designs are amazing. So check them out. There's a Milk Bucket collaboration that you can go for as well. And there's so many amazing pictures that you can get directly on your phone. If your phone is not even available on there, message him on Instagram because he'll make a custom one for you.
And it's explosion-proof too?
Yes.
Puppy, these cases are not explosion-proof. Please do not buy one and go to Ukraine right now. It'll get fucked up. Onto the podcast, boys. The funny thing is, in high school, I don't know if you can attest to this as much, Baz, because you didn't play sport, but Aaron, I'm sure you can. I was the fucking hothead.
Yeah, you
I
were.
was always ready. Like,
Yeah.
I remember one of our boys, Jun, or Jay, depending on what we decide. We can say Jun, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Jun, he once got like fucking fouled really hard and got pushed to the ground kind of with the foul. And I just immediately fucking shoved the cunt who did it. And him and two of his mates started trying to walk on me. And I was just walking forward and two of my mates had to pull me back.
Oh, shit.
Like, technical fouls are when you're not breaking the rules of play, you're being like a bit of a cunt.
Yep.
And no one gets technical fouls in local games. I got technical fouls.
Yeah.
Because I was
Shit.
just always ready, bro. I was very charged up. But then, through my old age and wiseness growing over the years, you start realizing getting in fights probably means you're going to get king hit or you're going to get broken teeth.
It's a no-win situation.
Yeah.
No one. It's like a game of chicken, they call it, because
Yeah.
the only one person who wins, the one thing they win is just ego.
Yeah.
There's no real materialistic win.
That being said, when it's on, I do still feel the adrenaline. I'm like, all right, it's time. Especially if I was watching, this might be a good segue. I can't say that. I'd spoil it. There's a new Fresh Prince show that came out. I was briefly telling you guys about it before.
Yeah.
It's called Bel Air. It's on Stan. Fucking watch it. It's actually banging right now.
I don't understand. Is Will Smith in it?
No, so it's produced by Will Smith and some of the people. But instead of being like a sitcom drama kind of thing that it used to be, sitcom comedy, it's a complete drama.
Yep.
Now, there is a few like throwbacks to the songs. Like when he flies to Bel Air, you see he's sitting in first class with orange juice in a champagne glass. You know what I mean?
Lol.
And there's a few little like kickbacks to that.
Yep.
There was one where it was the worst thing I've ever seen, but it was so corny, it was funny, where he said, I got in one little fight and my mom got mad. And I was like, fuck off, don't do that. But they played it well. And it's essentially casted by completely different people. The show actually runs differently where...
Same ages, roughly?
yeah.
A 17-year-old.
Oh, yeah. They're all in that kind of like age bracket. But it's like Mr. Banks isn't fucking 6'4" and 500 pounds. He's like 6'2" and kind of jacked.
Oh, what the fuck?
But he's more serious. And you could see, like, I actually think they casted it really well because whereas Carlton was like a little dummy but kind of a good-hearted guy, in this show, he's a bit more of like a villainy, like kind of like a torn villain character.
A torn villain?
Yeah, and the old Carlton, he was too like, even though he's a bit of a douchebag or like a bit of a weird cunt, like he was still likable. And this guy's far less likable and they've casted it so well. And so far, I think there's 6 episodes out and it's been fucking bangers so far.
Is it a comedy or it seems like more of a drama?
No, it's drama.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
They go into the one little fight and my mom got mad that drove him to Bel Air.
Oh, so is it supposed to be like they go into the details, like the small things that people
Yeah.
are a lot more interested in?
Yeah, kind of. Like it's a different storyline. For instance, like at the school that they attend, they're not the only black kids there. Whereas like in the original show, it was literally just like corny white dudes and then Will Smith.
Well, because I think it was supposed to be a comedy that only had a couple of seasons, and then before you know it, it was just like the most popular thing ever.
That's how it all goes, eh? Like you see a lot of shows that look like they would wrap up nice after the first season, but then they get the second and they create story for it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if I can create a money-making machine like a fucking How I Met Your Mother or something.
I was about to say, I was
Yeah.
thinking How I Met Your Mother, where they just kept creating the storyline. Like they probably had no idea who the mum was.
Oh
at the
yeah,
very
100%.
Was that supposed to be as long as it was?
I doubt it. There's no way.
It would be hard because it went for so many seasons.
So the main guy, Neil Patrick Harris,
He's
right?
not the main guy.
Ted's the main guy.
Yeah.
Ah, so how much of it? I've never watched How I Met Your Mother.
Have you never?
No. I tried to get into it a few times.
I'm shocked. I thought you would have liked that one more than some of the other sitcoms.
Yeah, I don't know. I just never got into it. But I've tried watching it a couple of times. It's the same as Vikings. It's the same as
Oh, you don't like Vikings?
Peaky Blinders as well. I've tried.
Yo, Vikings and Peaky are my favorite shows. I love Vikings.
I think that I would like them a lot. But I've tried watching them multiple times, and it's just it's not gripping enough for you to watch the next episode.
The thing is, Peaky is controlled chaos. So in the first episode, I actually had the same thing where I found out that Tom Hardy was in Peaky Blinders, and I was expecting to see him first season.
Is that Tom Shelby?
No, Tom Hardy. We've gone through this. It's the guy who played Bane. He's a famous actor. He's been in Inception, all this kind of stuff, right? And I think I just watched The Dark Knight Rises for the 5th time or something. So I wanted to see more fucking Tom Hardy. And you don't see him for a while. And so I tried watching the first episode twice, right? So like it was like I didn't get into Peaky the first couple of times.
Yep.
But then when I got through the first episode and I kind of got a grips with what was going on, literally, I think I watched the entire fucking 5 seasons within the space of like a week.
Shit.
Because it is one of those ones where it can get you because it's like, there's a common trope that American shows are flashy, everyone's good looking, all this stuff. Whereas British shows are very gritty and realistic. And that's why like you watch Shameless in UK versus America. In America, everyone's good looking. Even Frank.
Yeah.
He's a good looking homeless guy.
Yeah.
Whereas in the
Perfect white
UK
teeth.
one, I don't know if you've seen the UK one before, he's a munter, bro.
UK.
Shameless, the one that
I didn't know
started
there was
it.
a UK. Oh, what
Yeah,
the
that's
fuck?
that's the one that started it all off.
Shit.
And Frank is what you expect a homeless guy to look like in that show.
Wow.
Yeah. Like they didn't have to homeless him up that much in order to get it. But Peaky has British themes with the grandeur of American TV shows. So you get some like crazy fucking like scenes that you wouldn't get in a gritty realist show in the UK, but still with the UK undertones.
But I think another reason why I didn't quite stick with Peaky, and I did it again recently where I started from 2nd season. So Game of Thrones, I had that same problem, and then my mate told me to start from season 2. I started from season 2, loved it.
Wait,
Season
you don't watch
2
season 1 of
sucked.
Game of
No,
Thrones?
I went back and watched it.
Oh, okay. I was going to say.
Yeah, it was really funny because I had no idea who I don't
Anyone
want
was.
to give any spoilers, but there's a major death at the end of season 1. And
I feel like we can spoil that.
and I had no idea that was coming, and I didn't understand the significance
The Red
of it, so I
Wedding?
didn't watch it. No, the first season.
I
No,
can't
it's talking about
remember.
Ned Suck.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
It's right. Spoil. It's been around forever. We're going to be fucking
Nah,
cutting out.
There'll be people that want to watch it. And
Hey,
s-
Baz,
still
guess
haven't
what?
gotten
In
around
the
to it.
Sixth Sense, they're all dead at the entire time. They don't exist.
I have no interest in watching that show.
I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
With you. But I know that there's fucking spoilers there.
Yeah.
What else should we spoil?
Ooh.
Well, the other thing,
Ukraine, Russia. Who wins? Let's spoil it.
We know.
do you guys reckon that's going to still be talked about in a couple of weeks?
No, but I also don't think Russia's going to pull out unless NATO gets involved, and they won't. So,
So you reckon it's just going to be another war that people don't care about?
well, like there was this TikTok I sent to you boys, and it was pretty crazy. Like, it's the wars that we seem to care about and that are massive injustices are the only ones that they're only ones where they're against our quote unquote like enemies. Like Russia's not the enemy anymore. Let's be real. But like there's a reason why every like war movie used to have a Russian villain, or every Bond movie. You know what I mean? And like, I think that's the reason why it's been so heavily criticized, because this TikTok pointed out that like US are funding Saudi troops fucking up Yemen.
Yep.
And they're like blowing up preschools and stuff. It's like,
I don't
why
think
does no
they're
one care
funding
about
it.
that?
I think they're selling the weapons and the know-how.
Sure,
But
but
that's
if you
what
sell
America
if you
does,
sold
bro.
the gas to the Germans, are you funding it?
And I don't
Kinda.
think it's the US government that's doing it. Like at the end of the day, it's US corporations who are just, that's what they do. They sell guns, and there's US corporations that sell training. Like it's not the US that's doing it. It's US companies. That
I
do it.
don't know if that's true. We'll have to
know
research.
Either. I don't know either, if I'm honest.
This guy just sounded smart, so I was just like fucking taking his word. I'm not gonna lie. There's no research done into this bit.
Yeah.
But my point is like, how many wars happen that no one cares about because it's not with someone we deem as like untrustworthy?
Yeah.
And
exactly.
also, I actually do understand Putin's point to some extent. Obviously, what they're doing is actually fucked. Someone said a TikTok, I think it was Baz, of like a tank veering off the side of the road to run over a car and then just driving
just
off.
runs over the car, and the guy's still alive somehow.
Yeah, that's fucked. But did you know NATO was put in place to like oppose the Soviet Union?
Shit.
So it's like, of course, they're thinking if Ukraine's going to join NATO, they're like, we can't just let you join, because if you join, then suddenly NATO's on our doorstep. Whereas right now, if you look at the map of NATO, there's a convenient line in between Russia and NATO. where it's like fucking Ukraine, Belarus, like those fucking Eastern Bloc countries.
So none of those are part of NATO.
I don't think so, unless the map I was looking at was outdated.
Fuck.
But it's pretty fucked because NATO's going to do fucking nothing, bro.
Shit.
They're just going to put sanctions. It's like they can't be in, Russia can't be in the fucking World Cup.
I wouldn't say they just do sanctions. Sanctions are fucking massive.
Sure.
They have a humongous
Are they as
impact.
massive as, do they have a huge advantage that would stop hundreds of thousands of people getting killed within the next week? Because I don't think they will.
Oh, yeah, I would
It
say
might
so.
be,
I would
it's
say
not
so.
going to happen. That's,
Yeah.
what do you mean?
And the other side of it is that Russia used to be a massive industrial powerhouse. Like they would do a lot of manufacturing. They don't do that anymore. So they're very reliant on like
China?
Yeah, they're very reliant on China. They're very.
What did
they're
China do in the vote? They abstained.
Yeah.
What did India do? They also abstained. The two biggest fucking populations in the world, which have a lot of manufacturing.
But although the Chinese president did say like I would highly recommend you to reconsider. So they did say like, look, well, we have your back, but I don't agree with what you're doing.
Even that, like, do they actually not agree? Well, we've already talked about the Discord chat that they all have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're probably saying, wouldn't it be funny? But yeah, I don't know. It's such a fucking messy one, isn't it? Like,
Yeah. And oh, sorry, going back to Peaky Blinders, I think another reason why I don't,
Russian women are fit, bro.
Yeah,
There's a Russian woman in Peaky Blinders. There's literally a Russian woman in Peaky Blinders who was so fit and she did all this weird voodoo shit. So when like the main guy was fucking her, it felt like he was fucking his dead wife.
Oh, bro, why do you always spoil
It's
shit?
not as real.
I'm
'cause
watching this.
You're not watching it.
Okay, let me tell you
You've
why.
tried from the second season. You're not watching it. I don't care anymore.
Fair enough.
But
yeah.
that made me literally go on Pornhub for a week and only watch Russian porn. Yeah, it was like such good. Like she was very fit that I was like, I wouldn't mind hearing some of
Do you
this.
know? Do you know Luxury Girl?
Yeah, no, you've talked about like Luxury Girl.
Luxury Girl. Come on. Anyway, okay.
I want to hear. Put it in my mouth.
No, she doesn't speak English.
No, I want to
it's all
hear.
subtitles.
I want to hear the accent, bro.
Yeah. Anyway, so the reason why I don't think I could get into Peaky Blinders is it's very similar to the Drake part.
This
Because
fucking guy hasn't got me for spoiling it, and then says the reason why I don't want to get into it.
no, it's not. There's no spoilers. I don't know enough to spoil it.
No. He's saying you had to got him for spoilers.
Yeah, and then
but
I said-
you're saying like the reason you can't get into it.
Do you know here the part where I said fair enough?
After
Fair
the
enough, I'm not gonna
outburst,
do it. Yeah, because I thought about it and changed my mind. Anyway, so I think it's the same as Drake, where I don't believe that would happen if they said what they would do in real life. Like everything is so suspenseful, and life isn't that suspenseful. Like he doesn't walk there and everyone is just silent. It's like to command attention like he does, that requires a lot more than what he does.
no, I disagree. Where in those times where you would literally just pay the police and they wouldn't report like murder, literally if you fucked around with them, they would kill you.
Sure.
And there's no penalties.
Yeah, sure. And I'm
which
sure
means
some
the
of that's
common.
still around.
Well, yeah, sure. To a
like
certain
New
extent,
York,
but imagine,
Detroit.
bro, New York's not dangerous. Stop it.
Oh, I think it's still very dangerous.
It's not very
Like,
dangerous.
in terms of like murders and stuff.
What are you talking about? It got fucking massively gentrified because of Giuliani. He had the fucking 1 bullet 1 year or something like that, where it's
Yeah.
like you get caught with a gun for every, you get a bullet, a year for every bullet you have in the chamber.
Yeah.
They
Alright,
fucked
I'm
that.
not- I
It's
don't know
mad
enough, I don't know
gentrified now. I'm basing this off New York podcasts with people who like lived there, but
Okay,
I wouldn't be
when I'm
scared going
editing
to
this
New York.
podcast, I'll do a quick Google and then I'll insert a little segment.
It's probably mad dangerous compared to Australia because Australia's just round the board safe.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
not very dangerous at all.
Yeah. So the things that happen there, bro, they're so unrealistic. It's like you need to allow me to be able to believe that it could happen.
What TV show do you like? What movie or TV show do you like, Baz?
So, for example,
Breaking Bad.
Predators. No, just joking. Yeah, Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
You think that happens?
Oh, making meth.
No, that a fucking high school teacher gets cancer, happens to fucking hook up with his high school fucking student who at the time is cooking meth, and then fucking teams up with him, cooks meth, finds this Augustus, what's his name? Gus? I forget his name.
Yeah.
This dude who runs a fucking fried chicken shop and exports meth through the fucking thing. Just as
Spoilers.
unbelievable. You know what dramas are? Dramas are
Spoiler
unbelievable
movies.
things. Dramas are unbelievable things purely because we don't want to fucking watch reality.
Okay, I will take it the other way around. So if you were a high school teacher who you did teach a kid who became a drug dealer, your major work was in what's it called, like Christology, and you happen to just get a diagnosis with cancer and you can't afford the treatment.
With your brother as a DEA?
No, and you
The
have
head of
three,
the
and,
DEA.
and then you have a set amount of months to live. I can't remember if it was 3 or 6 months. So with all of those circumstances, would he break bad?
I don't think so.
That's
I don't think a regular person does that.
Like the
They
circumstance didn't just happen. The
He also
circumstance was there.
doesn't build. He also doesn't build that fucking chemical that he walks into fucking Tuco or Crazy 8. No, it was Tuco.
Tuco.
His fucking thing and just throws it on the ground, and somehow there's an explosion that fucking blasts the air coolers out of the window, but everyone else is still standing in their same spot. The papers are still in the fucking desk. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, look, it's
literally the best show. Game of Thrones.
But you
do you
could
think dragons walk around, you fucking loser?
The thing is, you could do that with C4. So sure, maybe that thing that he made.
You couldn't do it with C4 because you would die.
Yeah, well, that's the whole idea. The whole idea is that we will make this a suicide mission.
No, because if you got a little bit of C4 and threw it on the ground, it wouldn't just shatter that. You'd lose your feet.
I think they just put that in there to make it seem like
to make it seem a little bit dramatic.
No, a chemical version of what could actually happen.
No, they're not, Baz. They're making it because they want drama.
What do you reckon?
I'm completely with James.
Oh, you would. Whoa, you would.
Of course.
Every single way. Yeah.
How so?
Yeah. What do you mean how so? It just makes sense. People, the people who create these shows, are emphasizing whatever it is. It doesn't have
Also,
to be
bro,
reality.
you got to understand American tropes is glitz and glamour. If you only watch UK TV shows, I get what you're saying.
But do you reckon that some TV shows are way more realistic than others?
Yes, UK TV shows are way more realistic than American TV shows.
But I don't watch TV for the realism.
Yeah, exactly.
for the
Most people
escapism.
looking for the escapism.
Yeah. Okay. No, I get that. But
In fact, you hate a lot of realist TV. You hate fucking Peep Show, which is probably the realest fucking comedy you'll ever get because
it's
it's
just
literally
not funny.
I don't know. A
It's
lot
just-
of people disagree, Baz.
I think the reason I don't like Peep Show is because I'm not an overthinker, and that whole show is all about their thoughts. And so when I'm listening to their thoughts, I'm like, are people actually fucking thinking this much about everything they do? Like
A lot of people are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he'll say something cringy, and be like, oh, why did I say that? Like fucking, no one's doing that.
that's not true.
It's not true.
That's not true.
Well, he's just sitting there thinking about
I have thought about cringe things I've said before,
Yes.
for sure.
Many times.
like while you're saying them.
No, well, it's after the fact.
No,
Yeah.
it's in like life. Like,
no,
he'll
what
say
he's,
something and he'll
what
think it.
he's not saying he's thinking about it as the words come out
Yeah.
of his mouth. He's saying, "You look cute in that dress," and she's like, "Ew," and he's like, "Oh fuck, why did I say that to this girl?"
Yeah.
Like it's not like 6 months later. It's right after the thing happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's because I don't have that thought process. I usually just say so. If it's funny, whatever. If it's not funny, I think out loud.
But like Batman, Game of Thrones, like all these fucking things that I don't think your catch is fucking. It has to be real because all these movies that you
Once
love
again,
are shit.
I feel like Batman. You can suspend your disbelief. Like
Why?
you can imagine that in a crazy world with unlimited resources and the money that he has and the access to the people he knows, like the engineers and fucking what's Morgan Stanley? Sorry, Morgan Freeman. Yeah. Morgan, like if you knew these people and you had an infinite bankroll and you had like the access to the top of technology, this could happen.
Okay, Aaron, I want you to be the decider here. I'm going to give you two scenarios. You
Yes.
tell me which one seems more realistic.
Okay.
A kid who's an orphan who climbs a mountain to train with master assassin Raja Ghul, then fights back, has to kill his mentor because he's coming to fucking destroy the city. Then has a guy who wears makeup who then blows up hospitals and like is going to fuck everything up, manages to beat that guy. Who knows what happens. So then the next one, there's a guy with a crab mask on who walks around saying, "I was born in the door." You're like, just turn on the lights, you fucking dickhead. Right? Fights him. It turns out his love interest the entire time was the bad guy, shoves a knife at his fucking heart, and he manages to save the day, all the while having the highest tech. Versus an English gangster who, when people piss him off, he kills them. So therefore, people are scared of him when he walks down the street.
Okay, I think I feel like you've clarified it in my head. It's not the major things that need to be realistic. It's the processes that need to be realistic. Like he walks in, like there's I don't know enough to find an exact example, but he'll make a really really risky play, and it just doesn't feel like that would happen in real life. Like if you said that, I don't think people would respond like that. I think people would. Like, when you say threats in real life, they often don't work. Like people
Because you're saying them with a smile on your face.
No, people call bluffs.
Nah, not all the
People call
times, bro.
bluffs a lot.
When have
Not-
you ever threatened someone?
No, as in like when you hear someone getting threatened, or if you get threatened,
Yeah.
are you gonna be fucking scared? Or
Now,
are you gonna,
Baz,
you gonna ask
quite
more
possibly.
questions?
Baz, when someone has a gun in their pouch, in their waistband, they've got a holster on and a fucking 9.9.
Yeah, and so does the other person.
No, not everyone had guns. The rich people had guns. The poor
no, like,
people
I'm
were
talking about,
working
like,
in
gangster
mines and
versus
shit.
gangsters. What I'm thinking.
But the gangsters weren't scared of the gangsters.
Yeah, I know, but they're coming in and they're having these crazy bluffs and crazy gambles. Like, I just it doesn't.
But you
seem
think
like that would
Harvey
work.
Specter?
So yeah, it's very similar to Suits.
Yeah, it's a dramatized show of it's a dramatized English show. That's exactly what it is.
When I've been rewatching
it's meant to have the
Suits,
glitz and glamour.
When I've been rewatching Suits, I'm starting to not like it because it seems so far fetched. Now that I work in the corporate world and I know how these things work, it's like that's not at all how it works. It's a lot less.
I don't think you work in Suits though.
It's a lot less.
I think you're far removed from fucking.
No, because you talk to lawyers and you ask like corporate lawyers that do exactly what Harvey Specter does, but like the bottom level. It's not like they're sitting there thinking of like creators. How are we going to find a way out of this? No, they're literally just going through the fucking what are they called?
The bottom level,
precedents.
of course,
they're going through the precedents,
but
and they're
bottom
just
levels
trying to
will.
find what are the facts on here.
No,
and
by the way,
it's a very process-driven thing. It's not a creative, like a smart way of like that's just not the real. That's not just what it is.
I agree that Suits is cap. I don't think anyone believes Harvey Specter exists, but also talking.
I think people think that's what a lot of people get into law because of Suits.
No, but I think that's almost like a hack joke these days because you talk to every lawyer on TikTok says, and no, it's not like Suits.
Yeah, it's not like that at all. And I think the same as Peaky Blinders. I don't think that's what being a gangster was. I don't think it was. I don't think it was doing bluffs like this. I think it was being really, really smart and calculated and sitting. And
that's exactly what he's doing.
No, he's not. He's taking mad risks.
No, you haven't watched the show, bro.
You don't develop an
You've
empire
watched
like
the
that
first
making mad
episode and
risks.
you've watched the second episode, and that's all you've done.
And then the first episode of the second.
Yeah, exactly.
Watch
No,
3
you haven't watched the
episodes.
show. He's built around fucking playing the guy. He doesn't play the case. He plays the man. Anyway, yo, we've got some fucking things from the podcast from the TikTok. More refined, I'd say. You know what I mean? More eloquent. So
I'm
to
sure
speak.
they would agree with that too.
Yeah, no, everyone agrees. Espen Jagar says Aaron evades tax in the Cayman Islands.
Fuck. True.
Goals, bro.
Tyler G says violent video games don't make violent people.
Agree.
What do we think about all that shit?
Well,
I
we
agree.
all were raised playing like COD.
Very violent video
Yeah.
games.
But do you know what I've thought about before? I feel like if I saw a dead body, I don't think that would destroy my life.
Yeah, we're pretty desensitized.
Yeah, it's kind of like it doesn't make you want to go kill people, but it almost makes like, and who knows how we are in the moment. Obviously, maybe you see someone get shot and you're just like, oh shit, that actually has ruined my life.
Yeah.
But in my brain right now, I'll be like, bro, who cares?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Do you know what I
Although,
mean?
Jager, I will say, I do think that
was Tyler.
Tyler. I do think that a lot of stepsisters have been harassed since the porn fucking genre started up.
Or if stepbrother's been harassed.
Yeah. So
them and them.
I agree with the premise, but not for violent video games, but instead for like these
Fucking
porn,
siblings.
Yeah, like these porn plots. Like,
Would you fuck a stepsister?
Absolutely, she was hot.
No, but let's add the
Stepbro.
two situations. One, you guys are both 20 and your parents just having to get with each other. That's who cares.
Easy.
But what if you grew up together?
I mean,
You were both 2 when it happened.
is she stuck in the dishwasher?
Washing machine.
I mean, yeah.
She really can't reach this one socket and she's lodged. Do you know what I mean? We saw a fucking funny photo of Mr. Aaron stuck in the dishwasher once.
The washing machine.
Yeah, that was
We were
You made
reenacting the
you made my
stepbro.
mistake.
he got fucked in the ass that day. Bitsy dog music that this World War III isn't going to be a world war. Which I agree with. I don't
Yeah.
think it's going to
Yeah,
be
I
a
agree.
war. To be honest, it's going to be Russia kicking a small child.
There's so many wars that are happening now. People love focusing on the beginning and the end.
I know, it's the new thing.
Yeah.
It's the new hot chick on OnlyFans, you know? Okay, this is an interesting one. Jake Boy says Marvel Spider-Man No Way Home is the greatest Marvel movie so far.
I haven't seen it.
The new one.
I know I need to. I'm so far behind.
See, I didn't like how it ended.
either.
Did you like it or not?
No.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
It's because I'm not intertwined with all the Marvels.
Really?
You got to know who Doctor Strange.
Oh,
Who
yeah,
the
but
fuck
most
is
people are.
Who the fuck is Doctor Strange?
Most people.
See,
know.
I haven't watched Doctor Strange the movie, but I feel like you would have watched all the Avengers, and he was in there.
Yeah, and it was not enough. It was not enough knowledge. We already did this competition between me and Aaron, and I won that.
You did win that.
The Marvel
It was
competition.
a fake win.
I didn't have enough. I didn't have enough like, knowledge. Like Avengers, you didn't need to know what the people were. Like the Iron Man, everyone knew who Iron Man is. Hulk, everyone knew who Hulk is. Captain America, it was self-explanatory. It's not self-explanatory anymore.
Well, this one, it was literally just Doctor Strange and no other people.
Yeah.
It wasn't like there was so many people in it, but I think the ending was just a bit sad, and I don't know if they're going to fix it, which makes me think like I don't like it.
Yeah.
Ben DeRose says churches are a giant money-making scheme.
I agree.
I agree.
I think that was, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the initial purpose of it. Or maybe it was to civilize people and they thought, all right, we may as well monetize this.
Well, talk about that. Rosha Enzo, he says religion was made to control masses and science should be the focus of society. What do we think about that?
Ooh.
Fucking.
I think there's purpose for religion. Like I see the value in it, but I see the value. It's like inflation. You want a little bit of it, but you don't want a lot of it.
I think you are also quite like, you have your religious beliefs, but it doesn't, it definitely guides your life, but it doesn't stop you from, like, if you saw some breakthrough in science, you wouldn't be like, nah.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? You'd be like, oh yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah, you got to apply a common sense test to all these things.
Yeah, exactly. So it's more like, I think when you see the fundamentalist ones where it's like, you know, you've got the Christians who whip their backs because they fucking displeased fucking Jesus or some shit like that. Like in the fucking Da Vinci Code. It's just, it's a bit how you going, you know what I mean?
Not fun, man.
Ashton Davies says, school food's low-key underrated. We're all from Australia, so we didn't really have like school food, so to speak.
Our canteen food was amazing.
PPS canteen was fun.
But I don't think when you look at canteens compared to American high school shows,
they get slop.
They get literally slop, like dog food, you know what I mean?
We had the best fucking cheese rolls. Oh, killed it.
I bet ours was better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's ours, I mean. At our primary school.
Oh, I can't remember primary school
what?
The
food.
cheese roll. So you get.
I remember the
$3.50.
pizzas. You know the little pizzas you got inside the cardboard box that were
Yeah.
literally just microwave
Yeah.
pizzas, but they slapped because you were used to like a sandwich or something.
Yeah, exactly. I got the shittest sandwiches.
I got fucking double Vegemite sandwich in my life.
Oh.
It makes you grow stronger.
You got two?
Yeah, two.
Damn.
Must be nice, bro. White bread as well.
Bro, the sandwiches my mum used to make was literally one piece of white bread. You know what mortadella is?
No.
So it's just like deli meat. Deli,
Okay.
it's not even, it's mystery meat, just cut up. 2 slices of mortadella and then another piece of bread.
Is that like
No sauce, no nothing.
Is that like a halal version of like Devon?
Yeah.
Oh, I hate
Devon is like so many like pig shit, so
Yeah.
you wouldn't be able to eat that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
It's
Exactly.
like the worst meat.
It's a chicken version of it.
I used to like it because I didn't
Really?
get ham. So like Devon was a massive step up from fucking Vegemite, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, fair.
But I didn't grow up in a tower made out of ivory, you know. Like our,
Fuck off.
2 basketball courts, all that kind of stuff, you know. Andre Simmons says that companies only care about profit and don't care about you no matter what they say to you. I kind of agree with that.
Don't care about the employees or the customers?
No, the customers.
What is the company?
Oh, they're saying. I assume
general.
he's saying big corporations.
Well, I mean, I don't think that.
So let's take out small companies or like unprofitable
Yeah,
ones.
but
that are
what I
actually
mean,
running.
are they referring to CEO? Are they talking about the just general employee?
Maybe let's put it as like the strategists, the people who are actually making the moves.
I don't think they're mutually exclusive. I don't think you can focus on profits and then also not give any shits about the customer. Like you need to look after the customer to look after your profits.
Yeah, but I think it's a difference between like, do you care about the customer or are you just trying to make them shut up so they'll buy another product? Whereas some,
I think to do one, you need to do the other.
I don't think it, because I don't think they actually give a fuck.
No,
Like,
I think they're definitely.
You look at like a Macca's ad or something like that, and they'll make it care like they really want you to have like a long happy life. You know, you're at Macca's fucking eating a burger like by the beach and stuff.
Yeah.
They don't care about that. They care about making you want to eat another burger so they could up their revenue, which it makes sense because grandmas have their fucking retirement homes, you know, or their super funds in these companies and shit. Like,
Yeah. But Jeff,
I don't know.
You probably would know this, but Jeff Bezos, owner of one of the few $1 trillion companies, his philosophy has always been focus on the customer experience. The only thing that matters is this easier for the customer?
but a customer,
only thing that matters.
again, like a customer experience doesn't necessarily mean you care about the customer themselves. It's like you want them to think that it's better so that you can get more money.
Well,
It's
for
almost
them to think that it's better.
Do you know what it
it's
is?
gotta be better.
It's like intention. It's like the intention. Are you doing this to make the money, or are you doing this to spread the word of fucking this
Well,
company?
it's not
and
the
like,
fucking Red Cross. They're not here to help.
No,
you,
but I think that's
it's
what
help
he's
me
saying.
help you. It's help me help you.
yeah, I don't know. I think that's what he's saying. I think when you see companies put out like these lovely messages saying like we really care about like these people, the environment, I think a lot of times it's just smoke and mirrors, just trying to fucking throw off the scent of whatever dodge they're doing because they're trying to make money. You know.
I feel that. I feel like you mean like corporate responsibility.
Yeah, but I mean, corporate like CEOs don't usually address the general public.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you get it from when you read those CEO notes. Like,
Yeah. What do you reckon, Aaron?
I'm completely.
Keep it in, Baz.
We're keeping that in.
Keep it in.
We are keeping that fucking in.
Everyone, the secret word this week is Aaron's gay. Fucking spam it on his public Instagram.
Also, when I spoke, I put the mic away, so you wouldn't have been able to hear it.
It might pick up.
It might pick up.
Baz, just raise that up like 50 dB.
Yeah.
Okay, make sure they can hear it. We're all very tired. It's the end of another fucking episode. Thanks so much for listening. Make sure you hit up the TikTok, the Instagram, follow that for all the exclusive content we post there. Give us a 5-star review on Apple and Google Podcasts. And as we said earlier, the secret word this week is Aaron is gay. Post that shit there. Make sure you use your 20% discount for both, actually. Milk Bucket and I think Milk Puppet.
Yeah.
No, it was Milk Bucket for both.
Okay, yeah. There's a link down below for Puppy. Just use that. You get 20% off. There's use Milk Bucket at checkout at manscaped.com. You'll get 20% off, free shipping, and you'll be supporting the boys. So we really appreciate it if you do that shit. Anyway, fucking good hearing from you cunts. See you next week.
See you guys next week.
Aaron is gay.